You think even Nick with a criminal record is gonna a felony conviction is still gonna be more highly valuable than this guy who's exactly like him?
It's not true, bro.
Completely like him?
That's not true.
Yes. Listen, again.
What? This is unbelievable. This is just pure ignorance. This is pure ignorance.
So here's what I want to do. The only way that you can really demonstrate discrimination, again, it's not by asking somebody, it's by observing it. And the only way that you can then know it's discrimination is when you've controlled for all of the variables that could be the cause of the actions that you're analyzing and that are taking place. So it's like there could be a lot of reasons why somebody would do something. And you got to control for all the ones that could be an alternative explanation for the one that you're trying to see. Okay? So in the world of discrimination, that means we have to set up situations where people can act in one way or act in another way. And then we have to make sure that there's no alternative reason for their actions other than the fact that whatever the issue is in play. So it's racism, discrimination, like treating you differently than they treat me. And we gotta weed out all the other things. So,
bro, that's facts. Cause I be watching some of these videos and I be like, how do y'all even know that that's discrimination? Like, there's so many variables that go into something. You never truly know until you eliminate all the remaining variables and center on one. And that's basically what this professor is saying.
So that if someone treats us differently, then we can be pretty certain it's because of the color of your skin or the color of my skin. None of these other studies do that. They point to the fact that, dude, if you get 45% of all black people saying, yeah, we feel like we've been discriminated against in the workplace, that's a large number. But not to most white people, certainly not most white people who probably voted for Trump. Then a certain wave of white people who just aren't going to believe it. It's like, come on.
Huh?
This is not how the world is. The world isn't like that. You can't. You got to get people to walk over to this other place and see the world from a completely different lens and demonstrate to them and show them. But otherwise, it's like you're not going to convince anybody with things like that. Okay? So I'm going to. So do I know that discrimination exists in this country against black people? Absolutely, unquestionably, no question about it. And I'm going to give you there are much research has been done, but I'm going to give you what I think is absolutely the best one that's ever been done. I'm going to walk you through this research. And if it's happening in this particular study, if it's happening here, it really is happening everywhere. And this study that I'm going to walk you through has been replicated in lots and lots of different ways in lots of places, with housing discrimination, with schooling, with interviews for jobs,
This is going to be interesting because unless you live under a rock, you know that discrimination happens based off of skin color, based off of economics. Discrimination happens. No, America is not perfect. No country on earth is perfect. You know it happens. So trying to argue that it doesn't happen, it doesn't even make sense. You don't even talk to people like that who think discrimination just doesn't happen. Anyways, but trying to say that, discrimination happens and that 45% of black people are in the workforce face discrimination, I'm gonna have to see that study, man. I don't know if I agree with that, but anyways, let's get into it. I'm not gonna say too much.
Interactions with the police, with interactions with judges, with interactions everywhere, just on and on and on. But it's the only way to make it. So these are going to be your resumes, okay? Got it? All right, man. Let me help you with something, man. First off, understand that the classic American success idea here is that they're going to be treated equal. In the United States, if you work hard, you go to Penn State, you get good grades, you get your degree, you do what you have to do, you dress decently, you speak decently, you do all the things you're supposed to do decently, you're going to be treated the same. That's the American dream here. Okay?
And that's why I'm asking like for more of a background, because you just explained a whole bunch of different privileged kind of backgrounds in one.
Yeah.
So I'm asking like where they're coming from, like what their experiences are, and like what they're applying for.
But that doesn't matter here, dude. Right now this is an experiment. This is a research project, okay?
I love this class, and I have a lot of respect for Dr. Sam Richards, but one area where I think he kind of messed up at is this young man just asked what are their backgrounds, and Dr. Richards said that doesn't matter. But in real life, it always matters. It always matters because you're trying to, and no disrespect at all, but you're trying to say that, you know, their background doesn't matter. One is a black guy, one is a white guy. This is, you know, it doesn't matter. But in real life, it does matter. I will give him the benefit of the doubt by saying, you know, maybe he's giving them both very similar backgrounds and saying one is just black and one is just white. But I don't believe that because when I saw the sign, it said like one has a criminal record and one doesn't. I don't really know what's going on at this point. But that was a good question. Background literally 100% of the time matters.
And I'm telling you how it worked out. So we control for everything. So watch this. Okay? Man, you don't sound like a critical race guy. You sound like a conservative white guy who doesn't believe there's any racism. Like, well, I'm not really sure which one's going to get discriminated against.
Bruh. Like, that was kind of racist. It wasn't racist because technically he was talking about white people in that. Like, he was talking about conservative white people. But Dr. Richards, that was a good question. Maybe you're a little more left-leaning. I don't know your political affiliation. It's none of my business. But, bruh, that was a good question. Background literally always matters. And when you try to allude to it not mattering, I don't think you're being fair in that situation.
Against? All right. So,
Yo,
all right, so here we
disrespect me like that.
Let's go. Here's Medea right here.
Oh, my God.
Most desirable applicant is going to be the white guy. Going to be Nick right here. Okay? We know that. So here's what they did, by the way. Let me go back to it real fast. They took turns as they went in. And sometimes the white guy had a criminal record, felony conviction, and sometimes the black guy had a criminal record. That was on the resume. It's like, yeah, I got a felony record, I got a felony record. They would just alternate back and forth, okay? Got it? And so who's going to be the most desirable candidate? Well, it's going to be the white guy without a felony record. Not a question, right? We can just assume well, it is a question. Because for many Americans, my friend, many Americans think that all things being equal, if they're exactly the same, people aren't going to discriminate because discrimination is a thing that happened in the past. But people who are thinking about race and discrimination and all these things are going to say, nah, man, come on, this guy is going to get discriminated against, at least sometimes. How often, though? How often? That's the question. So the black guy, who's the second most desirable candidate? This guy without a criminal record or this guy with a criminal record? Which one?
And when you say the white guy will automatically be the most favorited, for one, personally, I don't like to bring race in. I know this is a video about race, but hear me out. Please hear me out, y'all. Because y'all, this is important. When it comes to companies, I don't like to speculate on whether or not they're going to hire a black person over a white person. Because honestly, y'all, I don't know. I'm literally just a black guy sitting in front of a camera right now. I don't know. But what I will say is being a college student, I do know from going to like career fairs and all that stuff. And I wouldn't even say career fairs, just by reading brochures and stuff, that some companies, not going to say all, do have quotas that they have to meet when it comes to hiring minorities. Some companies. So if you factor that statistic in, or just that fact in modern times, it would be kind of hard to argue that a company would prefer a white person over a black person. I don't think majority of companies even look at race. I think they really do look at who's more qualified, but let's say they do look at race. It is proven that companies have a quota for how many minorities or how many women or how many men they want to hire in modern times. That's just what it is. So when you say a company will pick a white person over a black person automatically, I don't agree. I think they're going to pick the most qualified person first. And let's say they do come down to race, then I think they're going to pick whichever quota they need to fill. That's how I think it is. I may be wrong, but I'm in college right now. You are a professor, so. But I'm in college. I think that's what it is.
Everything's the same.
See, I knew you was gonna do this shit. That's why I asked you what I asked you before. So boom. I mean, okay. Again, nothing's changed, right? Off the surface, we're talking about a regular case. Like nothing's changed. It's still gonna be Nick regardless. Now,
You still think
you
Nick
taking-
is going to be
Whoa.
more desirable than him?
What?
you said an entry level job, like a regular job. McDonald's hires for.
Why would, bruh, this not even making sense. Why? So I get it now. Why would a black guy without a criminal record be less desirable to hire than a white guy with a criminal record? For a lot of jobs, you can't even get hired if you have a criminal record. So what are you even talking about? Are you talking about like McDonald's or like Wendy's or something? Because a lot of jobs, when they do a background check on you, will not even hire you if you have a criminal record, or it's going to get in the way of their security investigation. So what do you mean? Like, this is just not true. Like, maybe it's entry-level jobs, maybe, but even still, this is not true. This is just inaccurate, bro. And I'm telling this, I don't care. I die on this hill. This is inaccurate. A white guy with a criminal record will not get hired over a black guy without a criminal record in 99% of the case.
Fellas all the time. So nothing's changed. It's still going to be Nick, regardless, off the surface.
You think even Nick with a criminal record is going to, a felony conviction is still
No.
going to be more highly valuable than this guy who's exactly
It's
like
just
him?
not true,
Sam,
bro.
what I just
Completely
say?
like him?
What I just
That's
said.
not true.
Yes. Listen, again,
What?
entry level jobs in the United States of America today, for the most part, just trying to work with people who are returning citizens and things like that, take people with criminal records. So with Nick already being white and being a man at the same time, being a white male with a criminal record, which really isn't an issue if we're gonna keep it a stack, really isn't an issue. So if he's upon us somewhere like, again,
Okay,
McDonald's,
so
and all that,
are
he's
you
good.
ready, everybody, class? This is Sean the activist talking, the black activist guy, who's
what?
giving you a load of stuff about, yeah, but it doesn't matter because in the end, the white guy gets the benefit and so on and so forth, right? Who do you think's going to be second most desirable, you or him?
Wait, the most desirable or the second most desirable?
The second most desirable.
I thought you were saying the most desirable the whole time.
No, the most desirable is him.
Okay, that's what I said.
The second most desirable
Okay,
is which
okay,
one? This
okay.
guy with a criminal record? This guy with a criminal record, or this guy without? Or no, it's the black guy without a criminal record, or the white guy with a criminal record.
The most desirable person is the
Is
white
this
girl-
guy
is the white
without
guy-
a criminal
Is the
record.
white guy without a criminal record. The second most desirable person is the white guy with a criminal record. The third most desirable person is him without a criminal record.
Bruh.
In that order.
So wait, it's this guy. Oh yeah, okay.
This is absolutely unbelievable, bro. This is unbelievable. This is just pure ignorance. This is pure ignorance. Like, this is, I don't even know how else to put it. How low do you have to see yourself in society to actually say something like this? You really think because you're talking about a black person, I'm going to put you in this situation. You think you, without a criminal record, did everything you're supposed to do in university, have a less likelihood of getting a vocation than a random white felon? If you honestly think that this is a productive conversation or a productive way of thinking, I don't even know what to say to you. Because this level of victimhood within yourself is just downright unbelievable, and it's downright disgusting to even hear. And I'm not trying to bash the student. I'm not saying anything wrong with the student or the professor. I'm not. I'm saying with this line of reasoning, it is unacceptable, bro. It's completely unacceptable because it's not even true. When I was in college, my junior year, I landed literally within the span of a year from the halfway through my junior year to halfway through my the year I'm in now. I literally landed 10 internships. 10. I'm talking about 10 high major ones. Do you think I would have been able to do this if I had this mindset? That I just randomly thought like a random white, like I was so below on myself that I thought a white felon had a higher chance of getting a job than me. No, because I work hard every day. I work hard every single day. I do what I'm supposed to do. I don't even look at my race or how I dress. I just work hard. And it works. So this mindset is just disgusting, bro.
Okay, all right,
You know what I'm
good. So who do you think? Who thinks second most desirable? You with a criminal record or him without a criminal record?
Like, what do I think? Statistically, it really is?
No,
or
like,
who
yeah,
it should
no, what
be?
is it?
Exactly.
No, what do you think it
what do I
is?
think
Not
it
what
is?
you think it should be.
Right. Okay, so, I don't know. I'd say, I'd like to think it'd be the black person without a criminal record. 'Cause I feel like a criminal record, like regardless, is a red flag. But from the way this is going, I feel it's probably the white guy with the criminal record.
What do you think?
To me, I feel like if it was like a job that like required like a college degree or something, like I've noticed like a lot these days, a lot of these companies have like diversity programs, and like they're fishing out to get more diverse candidates. But if it's just an entry level job, like I don't know, like something in a restaurant or something like that, I'd probably still have to agree with what he's saying.
You would say that. You would say it's the white guy
Is it like a
with
felony?
a criminal record. Felony, man.
Like he killed somebody.
Nah,
Like
dude.
that, or-
No.
'Cause
It's
it's
no,
not-
it's a
if
felony
it's like
drug.
someone-
It's a felony drug conviction.
Yo, he's
Drug-
good.
if it's a
Oh my
drug,
God.
nah, he's fine.
He's good. He's fine.
He's fine.
The black guy's fine.
The white guy
guy's
with
fine.
the
White guy's
okay.
white guy's all right. Okay, well here, let me show you the data. So here it is. The white guy. This is percent receiving callbacks. The white guy without a criminal record. 34% of white guys without a criminal record. 70% of white guys with a criminal record get called back. 14% of black guys without a criminal record, or without a criminal record, get called back. That means the white guy with the criminal record, the felony drug conviction, is more desirable, has more opportunities than the black guy without.
That's not true. That's not true. Dr. Richards. Dr. Richards, man. This is not true, man. It's not accurate, bro. And I love your class. I love you as a person. I spoke to you. I think you're extremely intelligent. I actually think you're extremely fair, too. Although a lot of people who watch this may not agree. This is not true. And I get it. I get what the statistics are showing you. But this is not accurate. In most jobs in the country, a black guy without a criminal record is going to get hired over a white guy with a criminal record. That is just what it is. That's the truth. And I get what you're showing, the statistics, but this is not accurate. It's not an accurate representation of life. And if you disagree with me, we can talk about it. But I'm going to stand in here and say this is not accurate. And I don't agree with this at all. I know in my personal life this is not accurate. And everyone I know this is not accurate. It's just what it is. It's not. If you have a college degree, if you don't have a criminal record, if you worked hard in life, even if you don't have a college degree, if you're entering the trades or, if you're starting your own business, if you don't have a criminal record, you have a higher chance of getting hired. It's just what it is. Unless you're working in like a really, really tough trade where physical strength really determines it, and the guy with the criminal record is stronger or whatever. It could be a crazy situation. But in most cases, this is not true. And I don't care what that statistic says, it's wrong.
Told you.
Any kind of criminal conviction.
Trying
And
to tell
here's
y'all.
the problem, bro. I'm giving you something, okay? I'm giving you something. My friends, look, here. The only difference right here, this is an experimental study. We send them in, we see how many callbacks they get. It's really basic. The only difference, we can do this with Latinos too, by the way. The only difference is the color of their skin. Everything is the same. And what that means is the following. I just take the average white guy in class, whoever it is. It doesn't really matter, dude. Dude, this guy right here. Dude, look, stand up, bro. What's your name, bro?
Russell.
Russell. Look at Russell here. Russell has, Sean, I'm making your argument for you, right? Look at Russell right here. Just doesn't matter what he does. If I match him up with a black guy in class, or a brown guy even, but let me just stay with a black guy in class who's just like him, has the same GPA, looks like him, walks like him, talks like him, acts in a similar way, has been involved in the same groups on campus, takes the same leadership positions, does whatever it is. If I match him up against that person, we send him into the same jobs upon graduation. He's done everything he's supposed to do, and the person I match him with has done everything he has been supposed to do. He's supposed to do at Penn State, right? They tell you, right? They do it, man. Go see your advisors and go do this and go do internships and if you did this, if Russell did the same things, it's just the next somebody else I find in this classroom, and they go through 4 years here exactly together, Russell has a benefit of having white skin. And this right here shows you that. And
No, it doesn't. It's not true. It's not true, man. And I would say that this study is a little bit dated because, like, earlier in the video, if y'all remember, the guy on stage who was black said that there are initiatives within companies to look for a more diverse set of people. And that is happening a lot in companies. So for you to just automatically assert that just because you're white, you'll get hired more, that is not true. And like I said earlier, don't forget, I think companies in most cases hire the best candidate for a job. I'm not saying there's this weird narrative that, oh, black people get hired, oh, white people get hired. No, I think in majority of cases, they're going to hire the best person. But you can't negate the fact that companies do have narratives that do push for more diversity. So just automatically assuming that in any case, because this is a very broad generalization, that a white person will just get hired just off the strength of their whiteness, it's not true. It's just not accurate. And there's no other way I can put it. It's not true, man. It wasn't true. It wasn't true for me. When I was applying, I never even thought about race when I was applying because it doesn't matter. And it's not true for a lot of white Americans. It's just not true. Maybe I just need to look more into it. But anyways, let's finish this out.
Replicate these studies over and over and over again, and we see the same things. So Nick here, I am not going to experience it. Russell isn't going to experience it. Russell's going to go apply for a job. Look, white people, listen to me for a second. Russell over here is going to go apply for a job, and he's going to get the job or not get the job. And it's never going to enter his mind that he got the job because he's white. That Nick it's never going to enter his mind.
Okay, I'm going to end the video after this because there's actually this really bad term going around on social media. And the reason I'm saying this is because it really bothers me. There's something called a diversity hire. And it's been such a push for companies to look for minorities that people are kind of making fun of black people who get high position jobs because they believe that we're only getting the jobs because of our race. That's how crazy it has gotten. There's literally a derogatory term targeted at black professionals called diversity hire. That's how much a lot of companies are pushing for diversity in some cases. So when you say, "Oh yeah, you're just going to get the job because you're white," it's not true. It's not true, man. And when you, anyways, I'm gonna just end this here. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. The original video will be in the description if you want to finish this. I'll see y'all later.